like keep that at the forefront. And I think people would have loved her. I will say the fact that she is so defensive and digs her heels in. I don't know if I really don't know if she knew anything about the money. We probably never will know. Right. But I
don't think we're ever going to know.
I don't think she ever questioned. And maybe Tom was too influential and powerful of a person to question. But I do think there's, you get the Aaron Brockovich settlement. Oh my God, 30 years ago now, 25 years ago, which was like $20 million. Okay. But your lifestyle is so expensive. You have to know, even at 20 million, when you're spending owning a private jet. And then two, the number.
Aaron Brockovich wasn't 20 million though. Aaron Brockovich was like, I think 100, 200 million, something.
But wasn't that the entire settlement? So some of that went to Tom, Aaron Brockovich, other attorneys. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was the entire case.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think Tom ever.
Let me put it this way. Like, look, I get her argument. Her argument is like, I'm not paying a dime because I didn't do this. Like, I get that. I do get that. But to your point, what I don't get is right. Like, you are associated with these victims. Like, I'm not, you're not. Like, whether you like it or not, whether you did it or not, you're still associated with this narrative. And so, right, is it that wrong to say, I don't have this much money, I only have this little bit, but I will do something, whatever it was. If she gave, granted, I guess people wouldn't have been happy. If she gave 10 grand, they would have said, you have earrings worth 750. I don't know. But yes, the narrative on it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now, speaking of Beverly Hills, we have Garcelle, who is now coming out and saying she was in Bill Cosby's house or something. Do you know anything about this?
Yes. I was also kind of trying to look up Tom Girardi, Aaron Brockovich settlement.
It's not, I thought it was like $100 million personally.
Okay.
What's up with Garcelle?
So Garcelle, a couple things with Garcelle. So Garcelle is recounting on a Sirius XM show at the time. This was early in her career. She did a guest spot on the Cosby Show, and then she was invited to Bill Cosby's home. And she says that it was an incredibly eerie invitation. He wanted her to have a drink. Of course, we know, he obviously drugged women. She didn't drink. So she said no, she refused the drink, which she said was like the greatest thing that, ever happened to her. And she just says that when she walked in the house, this eerie feeling came over her. And she had a feeling that they weren't alone. Now, I didn't see anywhere where she elaborated on what that meant. Did she think there was somebody else like, mysterious in the house? Was it, obviously Bill Cosby's been married for 50 years or something, was it his wife? Was it his child? What? But she recounts this, and she said she never told anybody about it. She was worried for her family. She was worried for her career. And she said, I don't think enough had happened. I don't think he actually physically assaulted her or anything to file a case, but she just basically says she had a really eerie encounter with him, and thankfully it was the last one, and thank God nothing happened.
Where did she say this? In her book, or is this surfacing from somewhere else? I'm just curious. It's not.
This was on, I think it was on Bevy Smith's Sirius XM radio show.
Wow.
Yeah. It was good. Garcelle's come out with a lot. She's been doing some interviews, and she also talked about how you can definitely work in the entertainment business over the age of 40. And she never bought into all the hype of like, you can't, women don't work in the industry over 40. She never bought into that shit. She just kept going. And now at 55, she's working more than ever. And she basically says a lot of women over the age of 40 are working in the business.
Wow.
So I'm here for that.
She is. She is working. And again, Garcelle she had a career before this, but Housewives reinvigorated that career. And I'm not saying she wasn't qualified to be on The Real, but she got The Real because she was on Housewives, period. I don't give a fuck what you say. So it's not a bad thing for Garcelle.
And Garcelle cashed those checks because, we hear that The Real, I think they're giving The Real the fall season, and that's it. Like unless The Real's ratings improve drastically, Real is probably
I'm sorry.
ending.
I mean, it is like we've had this. I wish it the best of luck, but they're not. It's
Well,
over.
it's like I told you about People Magazine. I mean, you and I probably grew up. Did you ever subscribe to People Magazine?
Never subscribed, but I read it. Certainly, it's closing, right?
There is, yeah, they are seriously considering ending all print of People Magazine, which, by the way, People Magazine is still the highest purchase, like at the grocery store, at the airports, highest subscription, highest purchase. They sell about 200,000 copies a month. But I guess compared to its heyday of millions of, magazine subscriptions years ago and all the costs, it still makes money, but they are considering closing up. There won't be a magazine print of People in the next year. Wouldn't that be wild? I mean, that's like end of an era. End of an era. I mean,
That's a little shocking.
Isn't that that's not majorly shocking for online because everybody it's online.
It's a little shocking. I mean, I don't think it's going to help Gizelle's case, but yeah, save those checks. Speaking of things, I want to talk about your people, Gizelle Bryant. What is this that she said that this rumor about her dating Peter Bailey? So everyone there's this rumor out there that Gizelle Bryant from Potomac was dating no more pastor. We know that dating Peter Bailey, as in the Peter Bailey, Cynthia Bailey's ex. Right. And didn't something come out where Gizelle's like, this wasn't funny because this caused problems?
So, Gizelle and Robin, their Reasonably Shady podcast had its first live podcast show tonight, which is May 18th. Okay. May 18th, they had their first live podcast show. So they went on Fox 5 in DC, the local Channel 5 affiliate, to talk about and promote the show. Right. But of course, they asked them about what's going on the season. Anyway, Gizelle, I mean, it was juicy. She said on Fox 5 that she knows who put this rumor out. She's going to say, yeah, but she is going to expose them, of course, on this upcoming season of Real Housewives of Potomac. So she wouldn't reveal who it was. And then Gizelle also said that it caused quite a few problems, that she had to call Jamal, her ex, and tell him it wasn't true. She had to call her current boyfriends. I don't know if we all believe that, but she says she's currently dating people. She had to tell them it wasn't true. And she had to call Cynthia Bailey. She said it was incredibly hurtful and that Peter has a girlfriend that is not her. It couldn't be further from the truth. And they also had to speak to the girlfriend, which I don't know. Like, she was clearing up. I'm like, why are you, if none of this is true, why are you calling any of these people? Who cares? Like, aren't they all
really? Well, A, I want to know how that conversation with Cynthia Bailey went. And B, I would love to know, like, is someone from